Started like a dare. A local legend whispered through generations of a cave hidden in the mountains, where the walls echo with something older than time. Many people believed it was just a story, a myth, something to scare kids away from the woods. But on August 17, 2005, 5 friends in their early 20s decided to find out if it was real. They followed the directions through a trail that wasn't marked, down a rocky path, and into a crevice so well hidden it felt like nature was trying to keep it secret. Only one of them stayed behind. He listened and waited. But the other 4? Well, they never made it back. What happened inside that cave remains one of the most terrifying and mysterious tragedies in Utah's history. And once you hear what rescuers found inside, you'll understand why they buried it in cement and why they wish they had done it sooner. In this video, you're going to hear the terrifying true story of the Cave of Death, a place near Brigham Young University in Utah, where a harmless legend turned into one of the most haunting accidents in state history. This isn't just a ghost story, it's a real event with tragic consequences that was almost completely forgotten until now.
On the evening of August 17, 2005, 6 friends were having dinner in Provo, Utah. Among them was 21-year-old Stephen Hunley. They were swapping stories when one of them brought up the infamous secret cave, a legend whispered about the mountains of Y Mountain. According to the myth, there was a cave hidden somewhere near BYU, where a person-sized underwater tunnel at the back led to an air pocket used for dark rituals and even human sacrifice. All of them laughed, but the 21-year-old Jennifer Galbraith quietly said, "It's real. I've been there." And the room went silent. Jennifer detailed her trip. The cave was just north of the Seven Peaks golf course, hidden in a tight gap between boulders. Inside, the ceiling was barely 4 feet high. They had to crawl 100 feet to a still, crystal-clear pool. At its bottom, 5 feet down, was a narrow tunnel. Someone had tied a rope through it. Swimmers used it to pull themselves to an air pocket on the other side, she said. In the weeks before the trip, Jennifer's roommate later recalled a change in her behavior. She said Jennifer became quiet and easily distracted, and when asked about the cave, she would simply say, "It's not like the stories say, it's worse." Another friend claimed that after her first visit, Jennifer started sleeping with the lights on. She never said why. These are personal recollections, not official evidence, but they suggest that what Jennifer experienced inside that cave stayed with her long after she left. Some believe she didn't want to go back at all. Others say she felt drawn to it. Either way, that cave wasn't finished with her. Jennifer remembered only one thing clearly. The water was freezing. According to her, she had to turn back immediately. And now her story had the group on edge and intrigued. By 2 a.m., they had decided that they'd go except for Stephen, who had to work, so he stayed behind, unknowingly saving his life. The rest, including Jennifer, arrived at the golf course lot, climbed the short slope Jennifer described, and found the boulders. A real cave. Not just a myth, after all. They were excited and nervous at the same time as they descended 15 feet. But the 26-year-old Joseph Ferguson hesitated. "I'm staying out here," he said. "I'll keep watch." He listened until their voices vanished completely. 1 hour. Then 2 and 3 hours passed, still nothing. And so he called the police. Even they hadn't known this cave existed. They pumped water out, lowered it by 2 feet. Divers entered the tunnel and found a nightmare. First, it was Jennifer's body lodging halfway through. Behind her, the other three were pressed tightly. The group likely reached the air pocket, stayed for a bit, then tried to leave. Jennifer led, but halfway through, she got stuck. The others followed too closely. Pitch black, no room to move, no way back. They panicked, they drowned. After reviewing the cave, experts concluded that there was no other way to make it safe than to seal it shut with cement. Covered it in stone. What happened inside the cave and to these young ones still remains a mystery. 4 lives lost chasing a thrill. Only Joseph stayed behind, the one who lived. When rescue divers finally reached the cave, they described it as one of the most disturbing spaces they had ever entered. Roughly the size of a walk-in closet, the chamber was dark, still, and silent. The only sound was water dripping off the limestone ceiling, and the distant hum of the pumps outside. One of them noted the strange acoustics. He said even their own breathing sounded distorted. Another said he felt pressure. Not water pressure, but the kind that makes your neck tighten and your gut twist. They didn't stay long, not because of safety, but because something about the space made them feel like they weren't alone. Before this tragedy, there were already rumors about that stretch of mountain. Hikers had occasionally reported strange echoes coming from inside the rocks. Some even claimed they heard splashing in places where there was no visible water. Local search and rescue teams admitted off the record that the cave had come up before, in missing persons cases with no confirmed link. It was never listed on official maps. No formal trail, no warnings. But after this incident, the state had no choice. Geologists and safety officials examined the structure. Their verdict: completely unstable, too narrow, too cold, too easy to get lost. So they did what they should have done years earlier. They sealed it shut, cement, boulders, and no signs, as if it had never been there.
So that's it, guys. If you found this story chilling, wait for the next story on the house that nobody can stay in, even for one night. Until then, leave your comment below. Would you have entered that cave? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more real-life horror stories the world tried to bury. Stay tuned.